Hello everyone, welcome back to the Emperor of the World mod. Today we are going to be playing as the Great Russian Theocracy. People wanted me to, well, do the opposite of what I did last time in this mod, where I played as Napoleon the VI of France, and basically dominated the world, and made my great-grandpa Napoleon the First? I think I might have one too many greats in there. Proud by actually claiming all of this land and not letting it become re-independent. But no, we are going to play as Russia, and we are going to do the opposite of the Napoleonic Wars, and we are just going to devour Europe. And if we spread into and take over the Qing Dynasty and the Mughal Empire and whatnot, that's always cool too. But no, we are going to focus on Europe predominantly. Oh, we also own Alaska, so maybe we'll take over Canada or something too. I don't know. We'll see. That's pretty cool that we still have Russia in 1930, or we still have Alaska in 1936. Alright, so let's get to playing. Alright, so we are the largest nation on the world, on the face of the earth. Russia. Not the Russian Empire, just Russia. Alright, so do we want to be a secular Russia, or do we want to ban other religions? This tree is colossal. Wow, naval speed plus 25%. That's pretty impressive. Wow, military and education. That looks pretty good. Promote family expansion in Siberia. Okay, this is huge. This is a colossal tree right here. Wow, this is colossal. I really have no idea. Wow, this is huge. Alright, so we're going to go with a secular Russia. Yeah, there can be more than one kind of religion. I don't see a problem with that in our Russia. Alright, so we're going to focus on... I don't know why I did that over the industrial tech. There we go, we'll switch. Okay, so we are not very industrialized. We have a whopping 32 factories. So let's start pumping up military factories. I know a lot of people say civilian factories first, but you know what? It doesn't really matter to me. We're Russia. We just throw men at problems, not anything else. So we need to rebuild the Great Russian Empire of our timeline. So we are going to get underway doing that. Alright, so we need predominantly infantry equipment. We're going to need a little bit of support. Artillery. Motorized. We're going to need convoys. Destroyers. Alright, yeah, we'll need airplanes too, but that's not till later. Alright, so let's get started with that. Let's check out the sad state of affairs of the Russian military here. So the Mongols were in the common term with me. No, they're not. That's wonderful. No one wants to join my faction. The Arc de Triomphe attacked in France. That is not good. Not good at all. The Internationale faction looks to be very, well, Austrian. Can they get Hungary to join? I don't know. So what is our manpower? We have 105 million, so yeah, we lost the great manpower pools of Eastern Europe here. But I get a feeling they're going to want to rejoin the Empire at some point. Or at least I will want them to. Sweden, Norway. Do I have a claim on any of this stuff? I do not. So Ukraine only has a claim on it. Wouldn't that be awesome if I had a claim on Crimea? Okay, so our army looks to be incredibly tiny. Let's get everything in one group here, so we can kind of get figured out where we're at. So we have 16 divisions out of a 100 million man army. Over 100 million, 105 million population. That is tiny. Let's just go along Ukraine to get up, see what we actually have. At least we're growing quite a bit. 3,000 recruitable population a month. We are only on limited conscription as well, so that's not bad. But we're gonna have to pay attention to what the rest of the world's doing here. And if I was reading the backstory correctly, Russia has not had a very good history. But we are going to try to fix that. Prepare for the 40s? No, we want to restore the monarchy, I think. I think that'd probably be pretty wise. So we're gonna work on that a little bit. We need to get rid of this disjointed government that's hurting our political power. Indecisive government. So it doesn't look like there's much we can actually do with that. Monarchist, there we go. We need the monarchy back. Alright, so let's start training the massive Russian army. It's pretty small. We can only build 14 divisions. That's pretty bad. But there's quite a few countries here. Hopefully none of them will want to attack us. But I think we're going to be okay for a little while here. Japan's monarchist. Anti-French gatherings in Italy. Oh, France is monarchist too. That's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. Be two great monarchies fighting. Looks like most of Europe actually isn't monarchist. Australia is De Leonist, which is some sort of communism. So we're going to have to keep our eye out on that. Apparently France is thinking that it needs to work on its air force. Constitutional change in Portugal. Yes, Portugal never expanded its holdings. Very interesting. The Spanish Socialist Republic. Alright, we're just going to have to forge a new future for Russia, in which we are going to be unstoppable, I think. Yeah, so we need to restore the monarchy, and we're going to be happy with that. Hopefully there's no civil war or anything. So yeah, so it does look like we only have infantry equipment in our divisions. So we're going to need to massively boost our industrial capacity, which we are working on. That's what we're going to focus on once we establish the monarchy. Western industrialization. Ooh, do we want the 2-year plan? Or the 5-year plan? I don't know. They both look like they have pros and cons. Alright, so let's restore the monarchy. The Romanovs will be back. We'll get rid of Patriarch Sergius. Don't even know who that is, or why we would want him. There we go. Our army is growing. The Venice incident. Uh-oh. Venetian separatists. It does not sound like there's very good things happening in Italy here. That's good. We need the French to be on their toes. We want to take them over, so we don't want them to be strong. Alright, let's focus on our resources. What does our resource situation look like? So, we do have good resources, everything except rubber. That's going to be alright, I guess. We're going to need to take over Persia at some point. Baku is mine, just so you know. Persia, so you better be careful. If you're nice, I'll let you join my faction, though. Alright, so you have 160 divisions in various forms of training. Some of them not even being trained yet on paper. Like the 150th Division. But our military is rapidly growing. Do you want to justify war against Ukraine? We could. They don't have much in the way of resources. The Tsarists are back. Yes. Let's do the National Development Scheme. Yes, I think we are going to want the independent program, factory output of plus 10%. Russia will become a first world country in record time here. Army is, well, very poorly equipped. Venetian separatists unite with Italian nationalists. You might want to be worrying about that, France. That doesn't look very good. I feel like Austria is provoking everyone around here a little too much. I don't really like the Austrians. So how's the United States doing? Not so good. They never completed the Louisiana Purchase or Manifest Destiny. American engines? Ooh, nice. They have claims on Mexico. Oh, they gain core on all of that. That's nice. Huh, so the United States can't expand to the whole continent. That's interesting. We do need to get ourselves a nice Alaskan division here. Maybe we can threaten Canada. Alright, let's get some military factories up. Ambassador killed in Bologna. Ouch. There's tension growing here in Central Europe. Central Southern Europe. It's not looking pretty. Could get pretty bloody really quick. But hopefully we're gonna stay out of this. Alright, we're gonna keep building our industrial tech. We have nothing. We have no reason not to. We could jump up to partial mobilization. That might be pretty smart. Yeah, let's jump up to partial mobilization. Get a few more factories building. Yeah, there we go. We're up to 16 building. Alright, let's get some improved machine tools. Russia's not going to be a third world country for very long now. Look at all these divisions being trained. Our army's going to be colossal. There we go. Michael II Romanov is our leader. Nationalism in southern Italy. What does this mean? It means... I don't know. To be honest with you, I really don't know. I don't know what this means for France. Alright, let's just start immediately. We can handle the low national unity for a little bit. It was only like 150 days. The bonuses were better. We need the factories. The population's a little unhappy for a few months. That'll be okay. That's why we have this huge army to keep them suppressed. But I don't think our citizens will resist too much. They have the Czar back. Tsar Michael II. Or Romanov. Once people start seeing the empire growing to what it should be, everyone will be happy. Let's start getting our military a little bit stronger. Do we want to threaten anyone? Well, I don't know. If we want to start harassing people too early. There is no world tension yet, and I don't think I want to be the cause of it. Let's just sit on the sideline until there's a time. We'll just build up a little bit. Yeah, so we're going to start our industrial revolution here. Extend the line to Ufa. Plenty of infrastructure upgrades. There we go, a true industrial nation. Do you want to nationalize the program or the independent program? Factory output plus 10%. Civilian factory speed, I think we want general construct, or we want factory output. I think would be better. So Russia is starting. Italian military purged. The King of Italy has executed an enormous purge of his military. Ouch, soldiers murdered. I don't see Italy doing very well here. It's going to be a rough time, I think. But maybe things will turn around. Maybe the French Empire won't go on a massive killing spree of Europe. That would be preferred. Because everyone knows the great Russian Empire needs to do that job. East Africa declared war on Sudan. Do we want to get involved? Probably not. Let's research the radio. The Expo Paris, 1937. Nice. Our pavilion shall be far taller. I feel like tension is building. We're up to 3% world tension. No one wants to join our faction, so we're not going to get involved. We have no logistical capabilities in the area anyway. We could send volunteers. Does anyone want volunteers? I don't think I can. No, we need world tension at 20%. But we would, actually, we have no interest in helping either of these fools. But I think Sudan's gonna win. We're up to 47 factories already. That's good. The Russian military-industrial complex is growing quite well. Tech breakthroughs. Ooh, that could be good. Alright, do we want to focus more on this stuff here? Do we want for the people or for the leaders? Do we want to gain national oligarch government, daily political power plus 0.5? I don't know. I think we want oligarchic government. Might as well. We're going to make Russia great. There's nothing wrong with an oligarchic government if we have a monarchy. I don't see anything wrong with that. This is like some sort of DMZ zone? It must be. Demilitarized zone, yes. I do not like how Sweden and Norway has a massive military presence on my border. Let's do something about that. We're gonna stick troops on your border and see how you feel about that. We have a lot of field marshals. Way more than we need. Yeah, Zhukov, why don't you threaten Sweden and Norway up here? Keep them busy. Point some guns at them. That'll make them think twice about building up on the border like that. Alright. Better resource extraction. Let's increase like inner war artillery, even though we're not even using any. Alright, we're starting to get support equipment here. We look good on infantry equipment on paper, but we really aren't. Not when you realize we still have like 100 divisions to train. Let's get a military theorist. Then we can start upgrading our divisions. We'll have less consumer goods factories in a second here. The Russian Empire grows ever larger. We could be the Russian Empire again. Yes, we are. We're an oligarch leader led by the Czar. Yeah, we can, we're going to make some allies. We're going to let Turkestan join the Confederation. We want to be strong. We need allies. We have none. That's one of our problems. Alright, let's put an army next to Turkestan to put a little bit of influence on them for if they join us. They might want to think twice. You might want to join Russia if they put a colossal army on your border. But hey, I don't know. They're Turkestan. They know what's up, don't they? You would think. Alright, what should we research? We're gonna need equipment at some point. Like tanks. This could be the first true test of the Russian military here. As we threaten Turkestan. But I think they will make the right decision here. The Ottoman Empire is at war. Things are getting a little heated already. I'm not liking this at all. The Ottomans, they are putting a little too much danger close to us. I don't like this at all. We need army organization. That's what we need. Yes, the foreign ministry needs to be reformed. Turkestan in the Confederation. We cannot. We need the Turkestan question. Turkestan, if you are smart, you will join us. If not, you will cease to exist. Our historical borders will look a little more natural. Italian Advisory Council dissolved. Italy continues to have issues. Will Napoleon like that? I don't know. The Switzerland ultimatum. We'll have to see how that goes in a second here. France is demanding Eastern Switzerland. Switzerland refused. Will Switzerland cease to exist? There's a fairly good chance of that, actually. We here in Russia are prepping for war with Turkestan if they refuse to join us. I hope they join us. We'd hate to have to take them over. Wow, Switzerland's actually pushing back against France. Who would have thought? The almighty Swiss. Alright, let's get our troops here. Oh, we need 10 for that. Okay. As we're gonna be really short on equipment for a really long time. Especially if we go to war here. Hopefully we don't have to. Turkestan folds. Good job, Turkestan. I knew you would want to join. Alright, so we can develop Turkestan. We can... make Mongolia want to join us. Yeah, I like this. Alright, let's get Turkestan developed here. Now we need to put pressure on the Mongols. The Golden Horde. So we don't have any allies yet, but we have new lands, the New Year coup in Italy. What does that mean? They left the Continental faction. It looks like Italy might do things to France that France is not gonna like. How goes the Italian-Swiss War? Or the French-Swiss War? France looks to be winning. Quite a bit. How goes the war in East Africa? It looks like East Africa's actually winning. Finnish populace declares independence. End of Sicily. Ooh, I do not like this independent Finland thing. We need to do something about this. We need to do something about the independent Finland thing. That is not good. Alright, we're gonna have artillery eventually, but not yet. Let's do infantry equipment designer. Alright, Finland, we are going to threaten you here. We do want your land back. You stole it from us. The American national state declared war on the United States of America. The American Civil War has broken out. Second American Civil War. Switzerland still resisting the French, but they look to be losing. Turkestan has developed. Unification with Belarus. I like this idea. We need to push our empire ever towards Poland. We eventually want to be threatening Prussia. Okay, so let's make an army. Let's border Belarus. We'll put pressure on them if they don't want to join. Belarus, there's an army on you. You might want to think about joining us. Don't pull a Finland. It will not end well for you at all. So we have the possibility of logistics companies now. Improved infantry equipment is on the way. Alright, Belarus, make the right decision here. The Russian Empire needs you to join. We need your manpower, your resources, and your allegiance to us. Especially your, do you have a lot of resources? Not really. We just really need your population. Central provinces join Italy. So the Italian state left France and now is growing. Oh, but France wants unity with Italy. Interesting. What is France going to do? It's hard to say. Switzerland is no more. Switzerland is now part of the French Empire. Russia and Belarus unified. We grow ever stronger. That is good to see. do we want to get Ukraine to join us? I don't know. Do we want an alliance with Ukraine? Ooh, I don't know. Do we want the Kiev Award or cooperation with Ukraine? I think we want the Kiev Award. I think we want to take Ukraine. I think that would be our best course of action here. Alright, I think we're going to end the first episode here, where the great Russian steamroller is building a huge amount of power here. Hopefully we can put the death blow on Ukraine next episode and take them over without too much trouble. We can reunify with the Baltics. Unification between Italy and Sicily. Who was expecting that? Not I. Right, guys, I hope you liked this episode where the Russian Empire grows stronger, retaking our former territorial, historically owned lands. See what Napoleon did? He broke off some of our greater regions, but we are healing. We're going to want to take Poland in no time at all. Alright, guys, I hope you liked this episode. And if you think that Russia can, well, restore itself and make itself all-powerful, come back and continue to watch. I think we can do that. I don't see why we wouldn't be able to. The Russian Empire grows ever stronger. We did lose quite a bit of population when Finland broke off, but we're going to re-get that back next episode. We're only 77 days away from declaring war on Finlandia. If Sweden and Norway want to threaten us as well, we'll try to take them out. But we will see. Alright, guys, I hope you liked this episode. Don't forget to please rate, comment, and subscribe. Otherwise, as always, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.